Good day, everyone. My name is John Grace Chidima, and in this presentation, I'll be summarizing my cybersecurity risk assessment project conducted on Youverify. But before then, run a quick run through on Youverify and what they do. Youverify is a digital identity verification and compliance solutions company that helps businesses perform secure customer onboarding, know your customers, anti-money laundering and checks, and fraud prevention through API-driven verification systems. Because the organization handles sensitive customer data and operates within a highly regulated environment, effective risk management is essential to maintaining security, compliance, operational resilience, and customer trust. In this assessment, I analyzed key risks affecting Verify's operations, including cybersecurity threats, regulatory compliance risks, third-party vulnerabilities, and operational risks. I also developed some supporting documentation such as a risk register, risk metrics, statement of applicability, risk treatment plan, and I also conducted a phishing awareness simulation aligned with the best practices and ISO 27001 principles. I'll now walk through the methodology, findings, and recommendations from my assessment. Like I said, this video summarizes my cybersecurity risk assessment project for you verify, completed as part of my internship tasks with TechnoHack. This sheet contains the risk assessment methodology, likelihood scale, impact scale, and risk appetite used throughout the assessment. Here we go. The general guidance, risk assessments, methodology for you verify. Impact criteria, negligence, minor, moderate, major, and critical. So these are like the explanations of if you have a major case, have a major case. These are the levels they are. The likelihood scale, it's either rare, unlikely, possibly, likely, or almost certain. When it's on rare, the probability of occurrence is very low. When it's unlikely, it has not happened in the past or unlikely to happen in the near future. When it's possible, that when it's three, when the numbers are number three, the assurance it will happen is present. When it's four, it's likely. This is a new data with no fast information available. When it's five, then you know that it's almost certain. This has happened a lot of times in the last 3 years. And we have the risk level criteria. Yeah, so this is for the guidance sheet. Then let's move to the risk register. Here, I identify major risks affecting you verify, including API breaches, compliance failures, fraud risks, and third-party vulnerabilities. And the first asset is KYC database and is in the category of the cybersecurity. The risk score here is 20, which means it's very, very critical and it needs urgent attention. And the risk level is critical. And the control we have is not effective. So that needs to be looked into. Second one we'll have is customer PII records, which is data privacy, something that companies should protect with their life, basically, and it's still very critical. This is the inherent risk before controls came in play. It was critical, and this is still after controls came in. It's still not bad, but it still needs attention. We have operating license, verification API, core verification platforms like these SLAs we use, data processing infrastructure, document verification engine, human resources like the internet threads and staffs and all of that, third party integration, like people that we assign jobs to, or we assign things that the company cannot handle to do. Those are third party. They are third party clients. So that needs to be put in proper place as well. Then we also have IT systems and data, then brand and reputation, CM and long management system, international client data. Then we also have AI, ML verification models, because we deal with AI now. So all of that still needs to be put in place. Then note, likelihood scale. It's one is rare, like I said in my guidance, almost the same thing that we still have here. Then let's move to our risk matrix. We already know how to conduct our risk matrix, right? When it's on 5. So we already know go from rare to negligence, unlikely and minor, possible times moderate, likelihood times major, almost certain times catastrophe. Let's use possible for example. So possible is 3. Then 3 times 1 negligence is 3, which is low. 3 times 2 minor, which is 6. It becomes moderate. Because we say anything that has to do from 1 to 2 is rare. Everything that has to do with 1 to 3 is low. Everything that has to do with 4 to 7 is moderate. Anything that has to do with 8 to 14 is high. And anything that has to do with 15 to 25 is very, very critical. So back to using 3 now as an example. So we say 3 times also 3 is 9. And 9 is within the range of 8 to 14, which is very high. Then 3 times 4 is 12. 12 is between the rate of 8 to 14, which is still very high. So we have critical and hardcore range as a color. Then 3 times 5 is also 15. And we've said here that 15 to 25 is very critical. That's what we have in red, and it's critical here. And this is how we got this impact table, the risk matrix generally. Then let's move to statements of applicability. First one is policies for information security. This section maps ISO 27001 controls to identify the risks to ensure proper mitigation and compliance. This is what SOA is basically used for. And we have the treatment plan. Treatment plan defines actions responsible owners, and timeline for addressing medium and high risk. Like the normal risk ID we have on our risk register. So we still start with that risk ID. Treatment plan for KYC data is to mitigate, we have to mitigate it. And these are the actions we need to take to mitigate it. And this is the responsible owner, the CISO, the chief ISO, chief information security officer, and the target timeline is third quarter, and the status is in progress. Second one is still data protection and data breach. We need to medicate, and these are the actions we need to put in place. Data protection officer is in charge, and the third quarter is still open, so it has to be worked on. But these are all, I don't have to be going through them one by one. And this is everything that we need to work on. Okay, like this third party vendor failure, the trust parties, like the third party vendor failure, disrupting identity verification services. See that it's on transfer. You have to transfer it to a different people, not us. It includes business continuity and SLA breach clauses, all vendor contract. Because you know the four bases of treatment plans are either you avoid, you accept, mitigate, or you transfer. So we need to put that in mind. So yeah, this is it for the risk assessment.